What is up, everybody? It's your boy Gino. We are back, and I'm going to take you along for what could have been a horrifying, terrible, terrible tournament, a really bad situation. I turned it around into a positive and held things together. So, this is the um, MLF BFL on Lake Toho. Um, I practiced for this event despite, I've had some just issue after issue with my rig. I blew my lower. I was out for a few weeks with that, got my lower done. And then in the midst of all this, I had to fish two tournaments out of strange boats, and I had to practice for this tournament in my buddy's boat. So I get in Frank's boat, I throw my SD card in there, we go into Tiger, we break down this lake, and I'm on some giant fish over there. And I know I'm on something different than everybody else, something a little special. I know it's a bit of a hike, but I'm stoked because I had some time off last year after COVID. I invested a ton of time and mapped this entire lake out. So I knew every shell bar, brush pile, every little thing in this little nuance in this lake I had dialed in from shallow to deep. I felt really comfortable with only having one day of practice because I knew that lake so well. I knew I'd have the ability to adjust no matter what had happened in that situation. So I felt so good going in this tournament. I'm thinking I'm gonna absolutely slap down a big old bag of fish. Right, it felt really good despite just that one day of practice. So going in the tournament, I get my boat back, get the lower put on. R&F Marine lifesavers, love those guys. Ryan Fleck is the best. Get out there and get my got my tank full, everything's ready to rock and roll. I'm rigged up for this lake. We blaze across Toho, and I get to the lock and come off a pad, and my motor's just squeaking, smoking. I'm like, oh my god, this is not good, So I call the director to see if it was okay to call my mechanic. He gave me the approval. I called my mechanic and let him hear what was happening. He's like, dude, you know, hopefully it's your compressor. Maybe you blew your compressor. Maybe you blew your power head. There was a squeak sound to it, and he said if it's squeaking, it's probably the compressor. Ended up being the compressor, but at this point in time, my SD card's still in Frank's boat. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, what am I supposed to do now? I did not practice for Toho. I mean, I did go along with Frank for his practice for Toho, but I can't go fish Frank's fish. He's fishing the same event, right? So tell my co like, hey, we're done. I asked Ryan, hey, you think I could push it to Tiger? He's like, no, dude, absolutely not. Like, if you blow that thing apart, it's gonna be screwed, and it's gonna be really hard for me to work on. Like, just you gotta have to baby this thing back to the ramp. So I let the director know what's happening, and I have no SD cards. I don't have waypoints for Toho. Any of my waypoints, I'm cooked, right? So I'm gonna have to wing it, and I tell my coach, like, please be patient with me, brother, because that's, for me as a boater, that's a huge added stress when something like that happens, because this guy spent money to be here too, and it's not his fault this thing broke down. It's not his rig, and now his tournament's shot because of me. So I'm like, please be patient, man. We're going to find him. I get up skinny, and I'm thinking, man, I don't like how it's set up. It's like dead calm, glassy, and fishing around a little bit. I catch one on a swim jig, but I have like a ton of followers, a ton of short strikes. I miss like 10 or 15 fish. It's just I wasn't feeling the situation the way it's set up where the area I was at. So I started to work my way out deeper and deeper, trying to find fish. Boom, I run to Frank on the water. I'm like, dude, can I please like just kind of graft this shell? I know I kind of knew the area he was fishing and what he was doing over there. So I start graphing around, and I see fish like really close to him. I'm like, dude, I can't do this. Like I'm too close to Frank. Like if he goes to look at one of his areas that he had over there, which I seen on my graph, I recognize it right away on my side scan. If he goes to go fish it, he's gonna see those fish too, and I'm totally gonna scoop them from him. And I felt bad, so I blaze out a little further out and start looking around and find some limestone, and we set up on it and ended up catching a ton of fish. Caught 30 fish. I finished just out of the money by a couple ounces, but I managed to salvage my tournament. My co made a check. It was the first time he's ever made a check on Toho. He's been fishing forever. He was ecstatic. Everything worked out. Sorry, so long-winded, but super heartbreaking event for me, but still managed to kind of pull it out. I'm sitting in 25th for the season. We have Okeechobee coming up next. I'm super stoked. I'm leaving in 2 days. Today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm going to go down. Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday. If Frank is done dying, he's not feeling so hot right now. So yeah, so Thursday, Friday, we'll spend 2 days down there. Hopefully we can get her dialed in. Hopefully nothing changes. The water's super high right now, and I don't know when I was here there this year, last last year this time it was at like 11 and change. It's at like 14.8 now. So anyways, that's for another video. Check it out. Here's my fish catches. This is what I was doing, kind of all over the place, but y'all stay tuned. Take her.
That sucker come from a mile away. Post spawn. Mama.
You're gonna make the cut. Barely. Little guy, but I didn't know how big he was.
Barometer's falling. Don't die on me now. Making moves, baby.
I thought I broke something, but you're the last one. Yeah, I was gonna say, he looks a little bigger than that. I don't know if that's gonna help.
Yeah, he'll help.
Maybe.
Ain't got how much, but he'll help. I'll take it. Every ounce counts.
All right, everybody, that's a wrap. Hopefully you liked what I had to show you. Pretty crazy deal for me. I'm super glad I was able to help it together. But until next time, everybody, tight lines.